What's up, guys? Since the 1920 season has ended and the 2021 season is going to start, I'm going to take a look back at the players that stood out, in my opinion, in the 1920 season. I'm not going to do the obvious, like the usual suspects like Kevin De Bruyne, Mohamed Salah, Mane. I'm going to be taking a look at the lesser players as well. This is literally just a list of me just giving out players who I thought stood out. So again, this is just my opinion. If I've missed out on anybody that you think was unjustifiably left out, just tell me in the comments below to who you think stood out anyway. But anyway, I'm going to go right into it with Bukayo Saka. So Bukayo Saka has been a key player for Arsenal, to be honest, throughout this season. He scored of course 1 goal, but got 5 assists in the Premier League. He's got 5 assists in the Europa League as well. Scored 2 goals in the Europa League and scored 1 goal in the Premier League, just as I said before. He's played left wing, central attack midfield, right wing, left back as well. He's been a versatile player for Mikel Arteta. So definitely Bukayo Saka is one of the players for me that stood out this season. Next up again is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent, he in my opinion, he does not get that much attention like as Van Dijk would, or Mane, or Jordan Henderson, or even Mo Salah as well. Trent for me this season has been sick. Like, I think he got young player of the season for the 1920 season. I do agree with that. In this year's Barclays Premier League season, he scored 4 goals, got 13 assists. And for me, like I keep saying this again about Trent Alexander-Arnold, the guy can play like central defensive midfield if he wants, even right midfield, just to how good he is on the ball, to like his free kicks, his corners as well. That's why most of the assists came obviously from him crossing it into Virgil van Dijk, and Van Dijk is just an error threat within the air. Same as the free kicks as well. The free kicks have just been outstanding. Okay, so the next player that I'm going to do next is Nick Pope. Nick Pope for me has been a great player for Burnley. He's 28 years old. I thought he was like 23 or 24, but he's actually 28 years old. Again, throughout this season, like Nick Pope has had 15 clean sheets, which is like ridiculous. And I do have one of his other teammates as well within this list, which I will get to later on. But yeah, he's had a 15 assists as well. I remember the performance that he put against Liverpool when they drew. I forgot what score it was, but he drew, and like Nick Pope played out of his mind. Again, being chosen for the England squad. Nick Pope, I like, for me, I think him and Dean Henderson are going to be great players for England in the future, because goalkeepers as well have got like a long lifespan within the Premier League for them to actually like play until like 40 years old, like Brad Friedel, Van der Sar as well, and outside the Premier League as well with like Buffon too. But anyway, next up is Mason Greenwood. So for me, obviously, I'm a Man United supporter, as you guys can tell. Mason Greenwood for me has been ridiculous. Like, I knew he was that good when I was watching him in the academy squad, because sometimes I do watch the academy and a few players stand out for me, and Mason Greenwood, the way that he was just standing out for me, like, again, there was a lot of buzz about him when like he was playing within like after quarantine. So when Project Restart was going on, like with Mason Greenwood, you know, both footed, like shots for days, like 3 out of like so 1 shot, right, out of the 3 is always a goal. Like he's really clear cut front. He's scored 10 goals in the Premier League this season, had 1 assist, scored 5 goals in the Europa League, 1 goal in the League Cup, 1 goal in the FA Cup, 1 goal again in the EFL trophy as well. He's had 19 goals in all competitions throughout the season as well. He did break one of Wayne Rooney's records as well for the most goal scoring teenagers in the Premier League. So again, Mason Greenwood is one of the players that stand out in my opinion. The next one is Phil Foden. Phil Foden is a Man City academy product. A lot of people might know Phil Foden, of course, from quarantine. I do know Phil Foden when he won the Club World Cup. No, not the Club World Cup. The World Cup with England against Spain, and just the way that he was playing as well throughout the international squads in the under 16s, 17s, 18s, and 19s as well. Like Phil Foden for me is, again, a lot of like pundits within England, right? They've been saying that England needs like a number 10, like a number 10 that can thread passes through, and a number 10 who can pick a pass out. And Phil Foden is that number 10, like a left-footed, young, good dribbler, got a good head on the shoulders as well. He's got Guardiola helping him in that Man City squad, and I do think that Phil Foden has stood out throughout the season, scoring 5 goals, got 2 assists, 2 goals in the Champions League, 2 assists as well, 1 goal in FA Cup and 3 assists. Phil Folden for me. He's got a bright future ahead of him, definitely. The next one is Danny Ings. Like, for me, I thought Danny Ings was dead when he left Liverpool and went to play for Southampton. I was like, this guy's not going to do anything. But again, when Southampton lost, was it 9-1 to Leicester, and then the form literally just came back up, and Danny Ings was just on a tear, and I was surprised by it. And he's one of the top 3 goal scorers as well within the Premier League this the last season, in the 1920 season. I was thinking in my mind, I was like, is this the Danny Ings that was at Burnley? I was literally shocked to see how well he was playing. He scored 22 goals this season, got 2 assists, and scored 2 goals in the League Cup and 1 goal in the FA Cup as well. But for me, Danny Ings has been, he's been a revelation for Southampton. Definitely, I think Southampton's player of the season. Maybe some Southampton fans might say Pierre-Emile Højbjerg or James Ward-Prowse as well. But for me, I think that Danny Ings has been next level. Okay, but the next guy, again, I'll move on, is Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish, he literally was single-handedly made Aston Villa stay up. There was no other good player in that Aston Villa team who did a lot of great things for Aston Villa than Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish, again, he's an Aston Villa fan. He's played for Aston Villa since his childhood. He's been in the Aston Villa. He came from the Aston Villa academy product as well. For me, again, I said it in my previous video, the one where he got left at the England squad. He should have been in the England squad. Jack Grealish for me has been insane this season. The way he played against us as well at Old Trafford, that curler that I did against David De Gea. Of course, he scored 8 goals this season, got 6 assists. Scored 2 goals in the League Cup and got 2 assists as well. Jack Grealish, for me, again, I didn't rate Jack Grealish that much, because for me, I hold back on rating players, and then after, when I see them play and I see them perform, I'm like, yeah, he's really good. He's got my attention. But again, Jack Grealish for me stood out. The next person is James Tarkowski. James Tarkowski for me is underrated. He's the underrated centre back. This guy, right? He plays for Burnley. Again with Nick Pope, centre back, 27 years of age. But the way that he's been playing, it's crazy. He's again 15 clean sheets, just like Nick Pope, because obviously defender and goalkeeper share the same thing. It's just the way that he's been playing, man. Just throughout Burnley's best player, in my opinion, aside from Nick Pope. But he's been Burnley's best player. Again, I don't know why he gets overlooked so much. A lot of Burnley fans might agree with me on this, and I know that they agree with me on this. They'll probably say that James Tarkowski is one of their most important players in Burnley as well. But I do the thing is as well, I do think that he might be a little bit better than Harry Maguire from what I've been seeing from him. But anyway, I'll move on. So the next person that I'm doing is Saint Maxim, or Alan Saint Maximin from Newcastle, the right winger. Saint Maximin, this guy, right? For me, when they first started, I was like, who is this idiot with the Gucci headband on? Who does he think he is? And the way that I played against Man United as well, he did play decent, but I was like, she's just another one of those guys. But again, this dude, the way throughout the seasons he's been playing, he's been Newcastle's 5-starter, their best player, their spark, definitely. And it's just things of all. Obviously he's got 3 goals this season and got 4 assists, but if you look at his performances, throughout some games, you'll be like, wow, Newcastle have a player in their hands. And I do think that they've got a player in their hands as well. But yeah, Saint Maximin, I don't think has been chosen for the French national team, because France, of course, have a lot of great players. France's national team is ridiculous, but he should be in contention of getting signed up as well. And it's just his first season with Newcastle, the way again he stood out. I just can't wait to see what's going to come from him the next season as well. Maybe Newcastle just find a striker that can actually score the goals for him, because he has put some good balls in for Joe Linton, but Joe Linton is useless and he was just a flop. But yeah, the next player that I'm going to do is Dhamma Triora. So Triora is a powerhouse. You know, this guy, there's a fun fact about him, like Dhamma Triora should have played within the NFL, so American football. I think as a running back. So a running back in American football is a guy who receives the ball from the quarterback's hands and just darts through the entire opposition's defense, and they can also block as well. But like, I'm not surprised that Dhamma Triora is being like scouted for the NFL. You know, like with the way that he like. Okay, there was one video. So there was one video, right, that I saw where he was playing against Sevilla, and he was running so fast, right, that the commentator forgot like to what he was saying. So he started making like carnos, like because that's how quick Dhamma Triora was as well. He like puts oil on his hands, so obviously people can't hold on to him, and people like their hands just slip off. But yeah, anyway, guys, that's been the video. I hope that you do enjoy the video. I hope that you guys
unsubscribe,
just listen to
coming
what I
back to watch
say. Obviously, my
obviously do your boy a favor, because I'm the man for the people.
I thought stood out in the 1920 season. If I did miss out on any of the players,
share with your friends.
just tell me below
I've been
who you
stay in my players
who you think stood out in your opinion,
for the Barclays
and
Premier
I
League
just explain
1920
why.
season.
But anyway, guys,
peace.